What's going on, guys? This is Vince with vshred.com, and in today's video I have a bicep and tricep workout for you to help you get some bigger arms. Like I said, today's video is going to be an arm workout. So if you're looking to get some bigger biceps, some bigger triceps, this is going to absolutely smash them. This is one of my probably favorite arm workouts because it just works so dang well. Also, there's a lot of unilateral movement. So if you have one bicep that's bigger than the other, this is gonna help even that out because we're gonna be doing a lot of one arm exercise at a time for a couple of the exercises. Now, before I get into the arm workout, I will say the number one thing that helped me get bigger arms was dialing in my macros. If you don't know what your macros are, that stands for your carbs, your fats, and your proteins. And once I started eating the right number of each of those, or just coming within the right number, probably about 80% accuracy, that's when I really started building muscle and getting to the physique that I have today. If you don't know what your macros are, I highly suggest you figure that out. I do have a free macro calculator that's right down below in the description. It's my quiz, and basically fill out the quiz, put all your information in, and it spits out your macros on the last page. So check it out if you're if you have any kind of fitness goal, it's gonna help you figure out what you need to be eating every single day, and that's really gonna help you get the results. So check that out, let me know how it goes. Other than that, like I said, today's workout is going to be an arm workout, and we're just going to be focusing on smashing your triceps, following it up with bicep exercises. We're gonna be doing 3 exercises for triceps and 3 exercises for biceps, and we're gonna be going back and forth throughout it so that we can just keep that pump rolling. So first up, we're actually gonna be starting with a light warm-up type exercise before I hit arms, especially if I'm gonna be focusing on going with triceps first, because triceps can handle a good amount of weight depending on how strong you are. You need to warm up your elbows before you just load them up on weight, especially if you're gonna be starting with the exercises that we're starting with today. And so what I do is I step over to the cable machine and I just get a rope extension on there, and I just throw on like 20, maybe 30 pounds, and I just rock out like 20 reps, nice and controlled reps, squeezing at the bottom, and that's just gonna help lubricate that elbow so that you're not getting what people call tennis elbow by jumping straight into a bunch of weight for your tricep exercises. So start out with that, maybe 3 sets of 20. It's gonna get the blood flowing, get the elbows warmed up, and get you ready for this workout. So after that, we're gonna be moving into the first exercise, which are going to be easy bar incline skull crushers. So this is probably maybe my favorite tricep exercise, just because you can load up on a little bit more weight. Also, by having your elbows up above your head, it's gonna be focusing a lot on that long head of your tricep, that big part back there, which is the biggest part of your tricep. So if you're really trying to get bigger arms, bigger triceps, that's going to take up the biggest part of your whole upper arm, because your triceps are much larger than your biceps. So starting out with that and going the heaviest earlier on in your workout is going to help you get those bigger arms. And so for these exercises, we're gonna be going for sets of 15. So we're not necessarily going super heavy. You do wanna use a weight that you're gonna be failing around 15, but we're not going like so heavy to where we can barely rock out 5 or 6 of them. When it comes to arm workouts, I do like to go a little bit lighter, simply because they are smaller muscle groups. And so when I do higher reps, I just feel the pump better. Since I started going higher reps, it's just really helped my arms grow. When I used to go the heaviest dumbbell curls I ever could and the heaviest tricep extensions I ever could, my arms never really grew. They got stronger, but they never really grew. And so when I started incorporating that higher rep, that's when they started growing. So with these skull crushers, as far as the form goes, it's super important. The number one thing that I do is I make sure that my elbows are back behind my head. A lot of people just have their elbows directly above their head, and that's not necessarily great, because when your arms are completely straight, you're not gonna be working your triceps at all, versus if your arms are back behind your head a little bit, you're immediately gonna be putting stress on that tricep. Then you're gonna lower the weight down. You wanna stop just before your elbows reach, or just after your elbows reach 90 degrees. You're gonna press that weight back up, keeping your elbows back behind your head. That way you can keep tension on the triceps the entire time. Also try to make sure that you're keeping your elbows in. You want to avoid flaring them out super far. That's just going to put too much stress on your elbow and take a little bit of stress off your triceps. So keep those triceps in. It's going to make it a lot harder, but it's going to make it a lot better. So sets of 15 here. We're going to be going through 3 sets of 15 with a 1-minute rest in between. So not a super long rest, but when you are going high reps, you do want to keep your rest a little bit shorter, and also it's going to help work through this workout a little bit faster. So that's exercise number 1. Exercise number 2, like I said, we're going to be going from triceps to biceps, and so this is going to be the first bicep exercise, and this is just a great bicep exercise altogether. We're going to be doing incline bench, chest supported, dead hang hammer curls. I know it's a super long name, but it's actually not that difficult. So you're gonna have an incline bench, use the same incline bench that you just used for those skull crushers. You're gonna flip around, put your chest on it. You want the bench to probably be about, the top of the bench to be about nipple height. So a good part of your body is gonna be hanging over the bench, and this is just gonna allow your arms to hang clear of that bench. And then from there, what you're going to do is you're gonna have your palms facing back towards you, and then you're gonna be going alternating curls. And one thing that you wanna watch out for is when you are curling this weight up, you don't want your elbows to be coming back at all, and you also don't want your elbows to be coming way forward at all. You want to try to keep them in about the same spot throughout the entire curl. And then when you're going to the other side, same thing. You want to keep that elbow in the same spot. You really want to focus on letting your arms hang straight down. And then at the bottom of the curl, you don't want to completely lock out your elbow, because if you are locking out your elbow with it hanging dead straight down to the ground, you're going to be resting right here. I like to keep a slight bend in my elbow, keep the bicep contracted just a tiny little bit. Don't ever rest it completely. Go into the next curl, get that peak contraction at the top, squeeze at the top, release it back down, but don't go to lockout. You want to stop just before that and get into the next curl. You're going to go for 15 reps each arm, so it's going to be 30 total reps because you are going alternating, really focusing on the squeeze of each bicep, getting all the way up, going all the way down, but not locking out. Resting for a minute, repeating that 2 more times, and then we'll move into the second tricep exercise. So here we have a great variation of a kickback. I'm sure you know what dumbbell kickbacks are, when you just bend over, grab some dumbbells, and you kick them back, and it's a great exercise for your tricep. But the issue is that it's very easy to lose tension when you're using dumbbells for this exercise. It's doable to keep tension on the tricep, but basically you have to never allow your arm to come all the way back, and then you're never really gonna get the stretch of your tricep. With cables, you can pretty much come all the way back and you're never really going to lose tension because of gravity, because the cable is gonna be pulling at an angle. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna put the cable to about knee height, and then you're gonna bend over, and you do want it knee height because you do want it below where you're pulling from. Otherwise, when you do kick back, it's gonna come up and touch your shoulder. Also, it's gonna be pulling at a weird angle, and you want to avoid at the top when your arm is straight. You don't want it to be parallel to that cable. When your arm is straight, you still want there to be an angle with that cable, because then your tricep is still gonna be being worked at the top. So here, like I said, you're gonna be bending over. You're gonna have your back almost parallel to the ground, whatever's comfortable. Don't hurt yourself. If you got a bad lower back, have a little bit of arch in it. Keep your glutes engaged. Use your legs, not your back, to hold yourself in this position. And then from there, you want to make sure that you are raising your elbow up. You don't want to keep your elbow way down here. You want to keep that elbow up, and then from there, you're going to kick that weight back. You're going to squeeze out at the top, really focusing on squeezing that tricep, and then you're going to return it back, and you just want to come just past 90 degrees. And like I said, what's nice about this is you don't lose tension when you come past 90 degrees, because if I was using a dumbbell right here, I'm resting as soon as I hit 90 degrees. With a cable, it's still pulling you even when you hit, it's pulling you this way even when you hit 90 degrees. So you're constantly under tension, squeezing out of the top, coming back, still under tension at the stretch. So that's why I like this exercise so much. It works really well. Make sure you're doing it with both arms. Count your reps out, 15 reps each arm. Then you're gonna rest for a minute. You're gonna repeat that 2 more times for 3 total sets, and move into the second bicep exercise. So here we're actually going to be we're gonna be using the cables again, but we're gonna be laying down on the ground. If you are at a gym, make sure that you're not annoying anybody or getting out of the way or going to the cables over off in the corner, because these are a great exercise, but like I said, you're gonna be laying down on the ground. So you're gonna put the cable all all the way down to the bottom. You're gonna have one handle on it, and what you're gonna do is you're basically gonna lay just to the left and just to the right, depending on which arm you're doing, of that pulley, and you're just going to keep your arm about probably 2 to 3 inches off the ground, and you're just going to really focus on keeping that elbow in that same spot and curling up. So you're never letting your elbow drop back down and touch the ground. You're keeping it there the whole time, and then you're really gonna focus on keeping it there as you curl up, not curling up as your elbow goes down. So keeping it there and curling up, and you want to get all the way up to the top, squeezing out, then coming all the way back down. And then the same thing as I say in a lot of my videos, and I've said it in this video, you don't want to go all the way back down to where you lock out your elbow and now you're resting because your arm is completely parallel to that cable, and basically you're just working your forearms to hold this handle. You want to keep a slight bend in your elbow, keep that bicep under tension, and get right back into the next curl. You're going to go for 15 reps each arm. So after you finish your right arm, go over to your left arm. If you do your left, do your right then. But make sure you're counting your reps, make sure you're getting an equal contraction with both. Make sure you're really focusing on that mind-muscle connection. If you don't know how to create that mind-muscle connection, I actually just made a video of 3 ways to do it. I'll put a card to it right up here, check it out. It's a great video on how to really get that pump and get that squeeze going. But 15 reps each side, rest for a minute in between, 3 total sets, and we'll move into the last tricep exercise. So to finish off triceps, what we're gonna be doing is a variation of easy bar tricep extensions, but they're not just any regular easy bar tricep extensions. We're actually going to be doing 21s, and I like doing 21s at the end just because they do just force blood to the muscle, and it's really just going to help you fatigue it fully at the end of your workout. I don't like doing them early because you don't want to fatigue it like that too early. You want to be able to push the weight, but after you've done a couple of exercises and you've already pushed that weight, now it's time to really just completely destroy them so that you don't really have any gas left in the tank. So here what you're gonna do is put the pulley up at the top, get the easy bar, and then the first thing I do with any of my tricep extensions is I step about 2 feet back from the pulley. And the reason I do that is because when you're standing right up next to the pulley and your arms are straight, well, if your arm is straight and it's pretty much almost parallel to the cable, there's not really much work on your tricep, versus if you take a step back, now it's more at an angle and your triceps under tension at that squeeze of the rep. So take a step back, and then with 21s, I like to do, and there's people who do this differently, whether they want to do the full reps first and the top reps and first second and the bottom reps third, whatever it is. I like going beginning half first, second half second, full reps third. And so 21s, if you don't know what they are, you're basically breaking up 21 reps into 7, 7, and 7. And so you're going the half rep, the top half of the rep 7 times. And so what you're gonna do is you're gonna get under the bar and you're going to press this down. This starting position is gonna be just above 90 degrees with your elbow. From there, you're gonna press down halfway 7 times. And it's gonna be nice and controlled. You're not rocking it out. You're not using your knee. You're not bouncing with your knees. You're going controlled from here to there, and back up to here, and back down to there. You're doing that 7 times as controlled as you can. After you get that 7 times, now you're gonna start here, and you're gonna go from here to here, and back up to there, and back down. You're gonna do that 7 times. After you get that, then we're gonna finish it off with 7 full reps. And you're gonna go all the way up to the top, all the way down to the bottom, squeezing, all the way up to the top, 7 times. And so that's going to be 1 set. You're going to be doing 3 sets of these 21s, and you're probably going to have to drop weight each time and definitely start a little bit lighter, because it might be a little easy at first to get those top half reps, but after you've done 7 of those, 7 of the bottom half, and then 7 full reps, that 5th, 6th, and 7th rep of the full reps are going to be tough. So don't overwork yourself too early here. Use a little bit lighter weight. You're gonna rest for a minute in between, do 3 total sets, and your triceps are going to be completely dead. And then we're gonna do the last bicep exercise. You're gonna drop that cable attachment down to the bottom. You're still using that easy bar attachment. And what you're gonna do are 21s of easy bar curls. So here, same concept, but instead what we're gonna do is we're gonna start it at the bottom, and the first 7 are gonna be from the bottom to halfway up. So bottom to halfway up. That's going to be the first 7. You're gonna go from there all the way back down, from there all the way back down. So curling. Then the second 7 are gonna be, this is gonna be your starting position. You're gonna go from about halfway up all the way to the peak, back down to halfway, all the way up to the peak. 7 times right there. Then you're gonna finish it off with 7 full reps. Clean, squeezing, not throwing your weight into it. Like I said, start a little bit lighter, because when you do those full reps at the end, it's gonna be very difficult. Then you're gonna rest for a minute after that and repeat it 2 more times. So 3 sets of 21s for both of these. And I guarantee your arms are probably more dead than they have ever been in your entire life. And if you like this workout, make sure you're clicking the thumbs up. That way it saves to your saved playlist on your YouTube channel. Also, if you're not yet subscribed to my channel, make sure you're subscribing, because I got tons of videos like this coming all the time for you guys. But other than that, if you like this arm workout, or maybe you got another arm workout or arm exercises that you want me to incorporate in an arm workout, comment it down below and let me know. I love hearing from you guys. But other than that, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this arm workout. Go crush arms, and I'll see you next time.